What's good, everyone? This is Eric with OzoneTCG. Today we're taking a look at some price shifts in the market, kind of like a market watch series. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the buyouts that have happened recently, cards whose prices are increasing. If you do want to support the channel, please feel free to use our TCG affiliate link in the description below. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. So Aliber, at one point it was 100, between 120 and 140. Secret has dropped down to about 60. You can see the low here. Market price, I don't really go by those. So if you wanted to place that, you're looking at about 65 right here. That's between all of these. Let's go and take a look at 3 or more. Yeah, 65, 65, up to 70. So these guys are trying to undercut. And then this guy is trying to just get max value. So potentially almost 85, 75 to 85. Besides these might be purchased soon. Prices here, this chart's a little inaccurate for what it is because it's not updating properly. Same with the sold listings; these are crazy, but we are actually seeing this card increase. The Ultra reprint is here; you can finally get them. They are about $24. People are buying them pre-sale for $40. Honestly, if you want to play Branded Despia, hey, this is just a fantastic card to have. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next card. Stygian Dirt. This one's actually from the OCG. All of the Duelist League rares have been bought out via TCG Player. Not sure about eBay, but with this is actually an anti-sprite or splite counter in the OCG. It reduces the levels of all monsters your opponent has by 1. This is an original Burning Abyss tech. Against that deck, it would reduce them to level 2, and they didn't play any level 2 techs, or rank 2 techs in this case, so they really couldn't do anything. So the idea back in 2014 was to summon Dante, and that is all your deck did, basically. That was good then. That was the last time this deck, or this card rather, really saw play, but now it is for the Sprite counter. That's why this card's being bought at, and it's really only had one printing. The Duelist League promo doesn't really count. And it was at one point like $20, $25 per copy because it's only printed in Stardust Overdrive. You guys know Stardust Overdrive. This is a interesting set, to say the least. We can go over that in another video, some of the old and retro formats and sets. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the next card. Neos Wiseman only has 2 printings, and Legendary Collection 2, I believe, was 2012 or 2013. It is an old card. It just got support with the new Crystal. I think one of the new hero cards, not Crystal Beast, but I think Neos Kluger can special summon it from the deck for free, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. Only has the 2 printings, and again, they are well over a decade old each. This card's been steadily going up. It's an anime card. It's a classic card. People are gonna look fondly on this, but I don't think this is actually really worth this price. It's $35. Even for the sold listings, you'd have to see, and really this might be over. Yeah, this is over the past like couple days from time of recording this video. Cool card though, not very good, but it was cool for the time. Nothing else to say about it, unfortunately. And then Ghost Reaper, Winter Cherries. This card has seen a lot of price increases just for the secret rares. The Ultras, Golds, anything like that are still cheap. So if you need to play this card, you can. For the higher rarity versions of it, of course, you're going to be paying a little bit of a premium. Really hasn't seen too much play in the past couple years. This again is for, in the OCG they're playing it currently for Sprite or Splite. Currently you can play it in, not the Albaz Mirror because they just shuffle it back with Lubellion. I mean, you can go Reaper, call Lubellion. That's possible. Some of the anti-meta decks kind of play that. I don't think it's good, but this is for a future format, basically. Then, of course, all of the Exo Sisters. Exo Sister Pox has been increasing in price. It was about $7 to $8 the previous week. Sophia was about $4 or $5. Michaelis and the others have basically stayed the same price. And excluding the collector's rares, basically just those two have been seeing an increase in price because the others are relatively low rarity. And the reason is the new Exosister Malfa in Power of the Elements is really good. That comes out in about 3 months, again, from recording this video, but there's the new Exosister Magnifica, which is the rank 8, kind of their F0 for the deck. that comes out in Dimension 4. So we're going to be getting that in the next couple weeks. They will probably see some kind of play, a little bit of more play than they are right now, which is virtually none, especially with events basically back in full swing. We'll see this pop up, especially post Power of the Elements. This will be at least a rogue option. I'm sure it'll be some kind of meta contender, at least at the regionals level. If you guys want to pick this up, do so now, because these cards are only going to go up, especially after Nats format is released whenever the new ban list comes out. You want to pick them up now. You want to make sure you're getting your cards early. Otherwise, I could see Pox increasing, Sophie is going to increase, and Michaelis is going to also increase. Collector's rares, of course, are going to, but if you just want to have the cards to play the deck, you need those cards. Alrighty. And then the next one is an Ulti Night Beam. So this card actually saw a little bit of play over the weekend. Night Beam snipes Brandon in red. You just remember where they set it with Albion, and then start of your main phase, hit it. And so this card really hasn't seen a whole lot of play in the past couple of years as well. This was a very, very recent buyout. It was never really this expensive the last time it was played. Last time I remember it really being popular was like 2014, 2015. Again, Burning Abyss, anti-Burning Abyss tech. Even Burning Abyss played it because it was really good then. Even has a Speed Duel reprint here. Also comes in common, so it's not impossible to get. But for the highest rarity, this card is expensive now. You're looking at potentially 75, 76, up to 90 per near mint copy for a playset. If you like it, cool. I don't think I would buy into the hype on this. This seems a little bit too much for this card, especially because it has a bunch of lower rarity printings too that are cheap. Next card, the Edgem Chain. So people are talking about Sabers as well, but Edgem Chain, this card has just stayed $5 per normal common copy. And it wasn't reprinted as a holo until Fusion Enforcers in, I believe, March of 2017 when Invoked came out. Since then, it has been 50 cents or so. Because it's played in basically every Despia list, it is now, $10 for a super rare. Commons, of course, are $5. Next up, we have Cat Shark. This card has had one printing in Premium Gold, Return of the Bling. I don't remember if this is PGL2, so this was 2015. This card has not had a print at all since then. It is very likely this card is going to get a reprint in the next Legendary Duelist set, which comes out in, I believe, in June or July, right before Nats. It will be legal for Nats, the Duels to the Abyss, whatever it's called, the Mako Tsunami set, right? This is for Sprite, Splite, whatever. You only play one. You only need one because you can trigger Atlantean Heavy Infantry, the level 2, using its effect because it does attach for cost. It just provides additional disruption. And it is a quick effect, so it kind of acts like a Dryden during your opponent's turn because Cat Shark can target itself. That's really the idea behind this card. I wouldn't buy this at all. Personally, I think it's going to get reprinted too. If it doesn't, though, we will see this increase in price because it probably will be a pretty good card when Sprite is out. Then we have the Sky Striker Alties and Zeke. So the Alties are ridiculous prices. They've just been increasing in price over the past 3 years. This is probably the height of what they have been. Of course, Kaina is unfortunately very cheap still because it is the least sought after, I'd say. But you see Kagari here, and I would normally look on eBay, but this is a pretty accurate price. I can only imagine what Shizuku is because it has so few printings. I wouldn't buy this. 200 for this. It's max rarity Sky Striker is expensive. It's insane. Peter, in case you guys didn't know, Peter of OzoneTCG has a max rarity Sky Striker deck. It's like $6,900, something like that. It is insane, and it's all completely maxed out rarity. If you want to do that, good luck. That's all I can say about that. Next card is Gearsu the Orcus Mech Knight. So this is the secret rare printing. This card is now 2 years old. Came out in May of 2020 in the TCG, specifically in North America. We didn't have the delay that Europe had. Theirs came out a month later. We had this end of April, beginning of May. This card has remained about $15 to $20 per copy. It has a reprint in the most recent tins, but if you want max rarity Mech Knight. I'm a fan of that deck. Yeah, you can you can pick up this card for that price. I don't know if I would. I would just get the Ultras. If you really just want to play the deck, if you like the max rarity, of course, go for it. And then Crusadia Equimax. This is just an interesting card to mention. For the near mints, they're only like $1.25, maybe $2 at max. For the secret prismatic secret version, Ultra is slightly behind it. Crusadia Adventure most recently topped, had a couple regionals, and there was one that got top 8. This is the boss monster of the deck, one of them, the other one being Equimax, and you just one punch or just play the adventure stuff. And your monsters don't trigger on normal summon. They can, they don't, though. That there are many lines of play where you don't use your normal summon monster's effect. And then you can just play the adventure stuff. That is why this card is seeing an increase in price. A little bit. Not too much, but if you like the deck, this is a really cheap deck, and it's a really fun budget deck to play, especially if you play with a small Mech Knight package. Really, really fun just to go second and then OTK through basically anything, or if you happen to fail the OTK, you draw 4. Yeah, and then Celestial Night Lord Parshath. So this card is played with the Agents, the new cards. This is a Link 3. You make this with Earth, the new Link monster, and there are some other, Moon, and one of your other agent monsters usually. You discard a card, add Sanctuary in the Sky, or a card that lists it so it can search a bunch of the other new support cards. And you can banish a fairy, special summon a fairy from your hand, whose level is higher than banished monsters. You can actually summon Archlord Christia with this. This is from Dual Overload, so 2 years old, a little bit over 2 years old at this point. And it is one of the higher sought cards at this point because some of the other cards are either hit or banned outright. I think this is fine to pick up if you really want to play Agents. If not, nothing. I don't think it's going to be reprinted anytime soon. I don't think it really matters too much unless Agents sees some kind of success in a regional or above. It'll probably stay this price, or maybe lower just a little bit. Then Dark Grepher. I actually saw this. I've been looking at this card for the past couple of months. It is very expensive for the secret rare Phantom Darkness because this card is old. This card is right on the cusp of classic Yu-Gi-Oh! On TCG Player, I mean $7 potentially for a near mint copy. No one really seems to have play sets at all. Oh wow, yeah, no one has play sets. So you're gonna have to pick out from sellers. There are some German prints, which it's fine if you like the German cards. I love foreign cards, but for some of these, some people want to just play with the old English cards and the hollow foil is a little bit different between North America and Europe. But the fact you can't even get a near mint unless it's almost $100 per copy, it's a little bit ridiculous. But it is for some retro formats, and it's just a really popular old card. And then as well, we have the Phantom Darkness super rare version of it. To get a near mint copy is actually really hard. The lowest on here is $20. I'm sure on eBay it's much lower. Limited version. It was a promo, I believe. Yeah, it was I think a blister pack promo, something like that back in the day. This card's really expensive though for what it is. It was reprinted as a super, but it doesn't have the same old text and the old look because they changed the little bezel designs, bevel right here. You guys will see that there's a hard bevel now, and there's a soft shadow-like one, so it gives it a little bit more depth with the soft one. The hard one makes it look like it's stone. Whichever one you prefer, pick up that one. This is still kind of getting expensive for what it is. And then last but not least, we have the Ultimate First Edition Treeborn Frog. This card is really hard to find now. This card was part of the Frog Monarch deck, and because a lot of retro formats, including Edison, are picking up, there's a whole following for Edison now. Just a couple years ago, it was relatively unknown. Now people are actually playing tournaments with Edison. That's why this card is increasing in price. European prints, I mean, these are insanely expensive. But honestly, if you really want to max out your deck, you would need this. I don't recommend, though, maxing out your Frog Monarch deck or any kind of deck that uses Treeborn, Frog FTK, anything like that. I just don't see that it's worth it. Even if you're playing in tournaments, it's easier just to play with low rarity. But if you're a collector, this might be worth it, and this will probably only increase over the next 5 to 10 years. I couldn't see this card ever going down in price. It is a very nice looking card. It is absolutely gorgeous because it is the old ulti and not the post Dual Alliance ulti. It does look good. I've seen it in person. But for the average player, you're probably not going to want to pick this up. But for collectors, probably good to do it now rather than wait, 2 years when some of these other formats are a little bit more developed and supported. So that's all what we have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about some of these cards. I want to feature more of these kind of market watches. I have a lot of information regarding some of the more collector space for this, and just kind of see how I would price these out. I've vended before. I've worked for card shops previously. I have experience with this. I'm really curious on Ghost from the Past, specifically how some of these cards end up. Let me know what you guys think on what you want to pick up, or what you think about some of these prices for some of these old cards. Otherwise, again, please use our OzoneTCG Player affiliate link if you want to. If you're picking up cards anyway, it costs you nothing, and it helps out the channel greatly. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Again, we're going to have a giveaway right at 1,000 and announce some really exciting news, both with the website and with a bunch of other websites too. Again, let me know what you guys think. This is Eric with OzoneTCG. I'll see you guys in the next one.